acceptable would be a very small tattoo if he were in a secret society at an Ivy League university.
What's happening? What is happening? She talks like Michael Scott, y'all. So the people have spoken, and apparently you guys prefer the more raw form of my videos instead of the more scripted videos, and I understand that because I suck at it. I don't have a teleprompter, I have to use my phone, so from now on, at least for the foreseeable future, I'll just be doing, just reaction type videos. I am going to be live streaming as well. I just love when I'm getting ready to do a video, or I've already filmed a video and I find out that someone else has covered it themselves. Legion of Men, I watch his channel sometimes. He's pretty cool. He's very based, like myself. Now, there's some things that I don't agree with. You're not going to agree with someone 100% of the time, right? Well, he did this same video, but that's okay because I'm telling you, my reaction to it was a little different than his, so you should still watch it. I'm just going to tell y'all right now, this woman blew my mind. I'm also aware that there's a lot of you who did not like what I had to say about John Deloney. Well, let me tell you, Cupcake, I don't look at these people. I don't care who they are on YouTube. I don't care who they work, what company they work for, or if they're independent. I don't look at any kind of influencer or content creator as a sacred cow. I don't look at politicians that way, people in positions of authority, I don't care what job you're doing. It doesn't matter to me. Anybody, in my opinion, can be critiqued or criticized. It doesn't matter. So if you don't like that, then you don't have to watch it. You can leave a mean comment or insulting comment and get mad about it and get triggered. That's fine. But the way I look at it is that he's a worldly man, and he's not even a therapist. I don't think he has a degree in crisis management. So he's kind of in the field of therapy, but not really. He worked with law enforcement. So it's a little different. And I'm not into this new age therapy, like I said, Huggy Box stuff. Like I'm just not into it. So haven't you noticed? And I've got a picture of it. Haven't you noticed the devil horn sculpture that he has on his shelf? And everybody says, oh, well, that's just because he's punk rock, he just likes it. I don't care. Everybody knows what that means. It doesn't matter. I don't care. It's a satanic symbol. I don't care who you are, what walk of life you're from. Everybody knows what it means. The people that were mad about it, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You guys can idolize whoever you want to and worship the ground they walk on for all I care. But all I know is that you're not supposed to do that. He's a worldly therapist, and there's going to be a lot of things that I'm going to disagree with him on because he's not a Christian. Christians don't act that way. Christians don't have sculptures of devil horns on their shelves. Okay? They just don't. So anyway, okay, let's get on with the video because I'm wasting time here. I have to say, first and foremost, the audacity of some women today. It's astounding what some women are willing, as far as their standards are concerned, right? I truly believe that some of them are just genuinely delusional. Here we go.
Where would you say that your standards are so high that you're just not finding it anywhere?
So I am very
Yeah.
successful, want to be the managing director of my law firm. I'm always looking
Let me
at
fix
the
this, y'all.
next stage of my life. And I have found that most of the men that I've dated are not this serious about doing what it takes to perform at the level that I perform at.
So, one of the things that you mentioned was
What?
that you were looking forward to, and correct me if I'm wrong.
See, I have a bone to pick with women who are in business, that are striving to be CFOs, CEOs, whatever. I've got a bone to pick with y'all because your priority is not in family. And look, each individual on this planet can choose to do whatever they want to do. But my point is that whenever second wave feminism came in and told women that it was perfectly fine that you guys needed to go to the workforce, that we all needed to go to the workforce, that's what started splitting and fracturing the nuclear family. So that's why I have a big problem with this.
Uh, Becoming manager or managing director of your law firm. And right now, from what I'm aware through the person that gifted this to you,
You know what's funny is when I watched Legion of Men's video, he was making fun of the way she dressed, and it's like, yeah, she looks like a 1940s, like, teacher, right? That's the way she's dressed, but you guys complain, you red pill guys complain about women who dress like hoes, but then you go and make fun of women who dress like this, and it's like, "Look, I'm not into the way she's dressed either," but to throw shade at her for that is kinda silly because she's dressed very modestly, and not a lot of women dress that modestly now is my point, so, I mean, you don't have to like her style, that's fine, but throwing shade at her is that's kinda low bar, low brow to me.
you are lead receptionist. So I wanted to just kind of see that's a
Okay.
that's a big aspiration. And it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful to chase our dreams.
Yes. And it's not chasing a dream. It's creating the next steps of a life that are absolutely
Oh, well, I mean, that sounded really pretentious.
in stone at this point. Yes, technically is the badge on my desk, is the title on my paycheck, lead receptionist. Yes. Do I do a million times more than just
Okay, so she's a lead receptionist at a law firm, yet she's come on. Why do women do this? Why do they at now I've seen some men do it too, but not as often as women. You act like you're in a higher position of either authority or just in a higher position in the hierarchy when it comes to whatever company you're in. Why do you act like that's such a big who cares? So you're the lead receptionist in BFD. Who cares? Who cares?
reception 100%. I am quite frankly the most essential person in that entire law firm.
I haven't seen this yet. All I saw was that oh my gosh. I saw the first like 10 seconds and I was like, this I just found this channel. This has got to be good. What? You're saying you're the most essential person at the law firm, sweetheart. Your bosses are. You wouldn't get paid if they didn't exist, okay? They're the most essential people at the law firm because they're the ones who run the place. They're the ones who run the joint and they're the ones who, they're the ones doing the actual work and going into court. What are you talking about? You might yeah, it might be hard to write out a schedule to to keep up with everything that you got to keep up with and have to know some law yourself, but no, I'm sorry.
I do have a law degree,
Mm.
okay? And so the reason I'm not actually practicing law right now is because I've had a little bit of an issue with the licensure board of the state. It's really just a technicality.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? 20 bucks says she hasn't passed the bar.
Based around the fact that I can't pass the bar exam,
Ah,
but
what did I
that
say?
will be over very soon.
So,
And
sweetheart, that's not a technicality. That is just you haven't been able to pass the test. There's nothing wrong. See, that's what irks me about some women is they act like they're going to be lesser than if they just admit to whatever failures that they've had in their lives. Who cares? Just admit it. What is wrong with that? Do you realize how many failures I've had in my life? It's ridiculous. Okay, I'm sorry. I keep stopping it. This video is almost over. We're going to go to the next one here in just a second.
promises have been made to me within the firm that as soon as I can get my licensure cleared up, which again is really just a technical issue, that I will basically go from head receptionist to full partner. And then from there, it's a hop, skip, and a jump to managing partner.
Um,
I think she's lying to herself, or maybe she's had a discussion with the lawyers there at the firm and she misunderstood.
Basically, I'm just very clear on what I want. There's a lot of boxes that need to be ticked. I know this man is out there, and
Mhm.
it's just a matter of finding him. Seven-figure salary,
Right.
already said morning routine.
Yes.
Oh, me. Please tell me why that is a necessity. Why does a man no, he has to have a seven-figure salary? I got news for you. He's not out there. He's not out there. If I had done what she just did, if I had said, let's say 10 years ago before I met my husband or started dating my husband rather, sorry, my chair is kind of messed up. So let's just say I did what she did and said, you know what? I'm in rural Tennessee. I'm going to go for a man with a six-figure salary. Okay. Do you know how many around here that there are? Not many. There are some, but they're probably over 70-year-old. They're probably over 70-year-old. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, I would probably never have gotten married if that's what I based my standards on and said, I'm not going to have a husband unless he makes six, seven figures. That's
That
crazy.
includes some sort of exercise
Mhm.
with group ac
Let me just say this because I don't care who knows this because I've said it before. I don't know how many times I've talked about it in my real life. When me and my husband first met, we were broke. We were both broke. I was a struggling single mother, and he was taking care of his mother. Okay. And we were both so broke, but it didn't matter. I still saw a future with him. I said, you know what? I had always told my parents, anybody can ask my mama. My mama's still here. God rest his soul. My daddy's not. But I've always told my mother for as long as I can remember, ever since that I was a teenager, that when I marry, I'm going to marry someone for love. I'm not going to marry for money, for status, for class, for materialism, for any other reason. For how tall they are or if they've got they're packing an anaconda. Sorry. No, I'm not marrying for those reasons because let me tell you something. I have been proposed to in the past before. I knew that I was not the right fit for these guys. We were not compatible in that way, and I could not see myself with them, having children with them, or getting married to them, any of those things. So I said, and some of them were successful. One of them was. He was very successful, and I said, I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't feel that way about you. I care about you, but I can't. What I'm saying is that if more women would just marry for love, love, and that's it. I'm talking about as long as you can trust this person, of course, values, core beliefs, obviously, morality, all of those things line up. If you fall head over heels for someone, I don't care what kind of mud you got to sling in order to get through what you got to get through to get to the other side to where you're both successful because that's kind of where we're at now. We're in the middle ground. We're in the middle stages of our journey together in terms of trying to reach the other side to be successful. And I know that we'll both get there. So my point is that we were both broke and didn't care. Didn't care. I knew we didn't care. I knew we could make it work.
ability,
Mhm.
as well as some sort of very high nutrition, I'm gonna say smoothie.
What? Uh, what? Is she autistic? I'm genuinely asking. I'm not trying to be insulting. That's something an autistic person would say. I'm serious.
At least 5'10". I feel like that's generous. I need him to be obviously in very good shape.
We've already been through the height thing. Okay. I'm 5'11". My husband's 5'6.5". I don't care.
Mhm.
A
I
lot of
need him
women
to
care about
have
that.
a
A lot of women care about that. I do not. I never have. I've always been the tall girl. I've always 99% of the time I was with a guy either my height or shorter.
head of hair.
Mhm.
That's very
He's got
important to
that.
me.
Okay.
Be a Christian, but not take it too seriously. Like
I've never heard a woman say that or put that out as a standard. What? Do you realize how disgusting that is? That literally made my stomach is hurting. That's disgusting. What a slap in the face. That's insulting to me. That's very insulting. That's gross. You're okay, now I've painted you. You're a disgusting person. You're disgusting.
I don't wanna have to go to church every Sunday, but I also
I just wonder if this is a troll. If she gets people on her matchmaker show, and I just wonder if it's his initial intake interview. I don't know. I feel like she's trolling. I don't want to have to go to church every Sunday. What?
I don't wanna get into fights over religion either.
Sure, of course.
I want
That's why you meet someone that actually lines up with your values and beliefs, sweetheart.
him to have an
God. It's
impeccable
not that difficult,
wardrobe.
y'all.
I want his suits to be tailored.
Mhm.
I want him
Ah,
to look good in greens and blues because those are complementary to what I look good in.
uh,
Absolutely no jewelry.
Okay.
Absolutely no tattoos.
Okay.
my husband doesn't wear jewelry, or he doesn't have tattoos. I have tattoos. He doesn't have tattoos. This is the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever heard. I've heard some disgusting, like really depraved, disgusting things from women, but this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard from
That's
a
the only
woman.
tattoo that would be acceptable would be a very small tattoo if he were in a secret society at an Ivy League university.
What's happening? What is happening? She talks like Michael Scott, y'all.
Was forced to get a tattoo that I would make a pass for.
She was forced.
I want him to be from a good family. I'll know that what that means when I see it, or what more well said, I'll know what wouldn't satisfy that criteria when I see it.
Okay.
Never been married, no kids. I want to be his first wife. Our children are going to be his only children.
Mhm.
No allergies. Has to
This has got to be fake. It has to be. I'm sorry, it has to be fake. She has to be
be
trolling.
animals. I would prefer that he's a cat person, but if he's a dog person, that
Are there women out there like this, y'all? Is this woman for real? I feel like she's trolling, and she's a really good. If she's trolling, she's a fantastic actress. She deserves an Oscar for this. She does. She said, "I want him to be a cat person, but if he's a dog person, that's okay too." My husband was a dog person. He wasn't a cat person, but he loves my cat now. So our cat, she's our baby.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
How
Listen, listen, listen. Hang on.
soon can
Wait,
you find
back it up. Back
So
it up. I'm
hang on.
sorry. I just went to the.
Where
Okay, wait.
because I've had a little bit of an issue with the
Hang on. I gotta
license.
find it
Basically,
again.
I'm just very clear on what I want. There's a lot of boxes that need to
She
be
did
ticked.
you hear her? I'll have to find it. I messed it up. It's not playing. Come on.
That means when I see it, or what more well said, I'll know what wouldn't satisfy that criteria when I see it.
Here we go.
Okay.
Never been married, no kids. I want to be his first wife. Our children are going to be his only children.
Mhm.
No allergies. Has to like animals. I would prefer that he's a cat person, but if he's a dog person, that's okay. That's it. How soon can
she she sighed. She's just like She's exhausted, y'all. She's exhausted from listening to this woman talk and listening to her give her these ridiculous standards for a man. And this would be me. This is exactly how I would react. I would probably laugh in her face. This job, I don't think I could be a matchmaker because I think I would laugh at people. I would. Because if you're ridiculous, I'm gonna laugh at you.
Find the man that
Her
satisfies this
face.
checklist. Are
I
we
will.
talking a week? Basically, I'm just very
My belly hurts. Oh, y'all, I gotta go to Thanksgiving dinner with our family, with my husband's kids. And I don't even know what to say to this. This was one of the most hilarious things I've seen in a while out of a woman. Man. Man. I'm blown away. I'm blown away. There's no way that this woman's real. I just don't think she is. I don't think she's real. If she's real, then we've got a problem. We've got a big problem with modern women. And I know that we do, but you see what I'm saying? We've got a big problem. Because if there's women out here like this, and there's a lot of them, oh man, you men, I'm so sorry. On the behalf of women, all women, I have to apologize. I'm sorry. Now, I'm the complete opposite of what she was just talking about in terms of the values and the standards, right, that she has set for a man. I never looked really for a type. In the beginning, I did. I liked chubby guys in the beginning. Not really that I liked them. I just ended up with chubby guys for the first couple of years, that I was dating. I started kind of dating outside of my type, I guess you could say. And I was with fit guys, tall guys, short guys, you name it. Now, I'm saying that like I've got a body count higher than some of these thoughts on Twitch. I don't. I promise. I don't. That's something I'll never talk about because it's nobody's business, but I don't have a high count. All I'm saying is that I've dated and went out with and spent time with quite a few guys of all varieties, right? But on the behalf of women, I have to apologize to the men because this is what you guys are facing out there. Really, the only advice that I can give you, what I give short guys in the last video, is you really need to try to stay off of online dating. It's a horror show because all you're going to find are women that they're not looking. They're either looking for a man who's loaded or they're looking for a man to just hook up. Online dating is a thing of the past, and I wouldn't entertain it. Go to coffee shops, go to church. Church is the biggest thing. I understand how some of you feel about church. Find you a good church where there's more than 20 people that go to it. There's a lot of little rural, churches around here. Go to a bigger church, not a mega church, but a bigger church. A couple hundred people. We have church functions all the time. Us bigger churches, we do. We have all kinds of functions. So, you can find a woman doing that. And I'm not saying go to church to go wife shopping, okay? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you're more than likely to find a wife if you do go, and maybe if you pray on it, the Lord will bless you with a wife, okay? Maybe that's what you're destined to do. Maybe that's what God wants for you is to go to church so you can find a wife and seek Him out at the same time. Seek out God first, though. That's the number one. That's obvious. Just going around town. I met my husband where I used to work. I worked at Dollar General, y'all. Dollar General. Okay? Finding a good woman is hard for you young men, and I understand that. But the number one thing is to focus on yourself. Focus on God, but take care of yourself. If you take care of yourself and you take care of your body, you take care of your space, your little sanctuary that you live in, your no matter if it's just a bedroom or an apartment or a house, that is the number one thing that women look for. Stability. As far as common sense women who have sense, not women like this that act like Michael Scott, women who have common sense and stable morals and values that you can align with, they're going to look for a man who's stable. They're going to and mature. Now, is it okay to cut up and have fun and act goofy? Yeah. But if you're like somebody I used to know and you're never serious at all whatsoever and you refuse to do adult things and you're 21, 22, 23 years old, that's a problem. that's a problem. You refuse to take responsibility, accountability, and you refuse to, do the things that you need to do as far as taking care of your body, taking care of work, taking care of yourself, or taking care of your space, rather, then yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go eat Thanksgiving dinner. I made coleslaw, and my husband did 2 hams. Oh my gosh, they're so good, y'all. He's ridiculous. I'm going to post a picture. The hams that he does they're ridiculously good. I don't know how he does it. He's got magic hands. He's got magic hands. I know a lot of you are here for the relationship content, and I understand that. But I'm also going to cover trending topics and news on this channel, okay? Relationship/marriage is going to be my main niche. But whenever you've got a trending topic such as Charlie Kirk and TPUSA that is still trending, that is still popular, that is still something that people are talking about and seeking the truth over, then yes, I'm going to cover it. Now, I'll put my lineup in the description as far as what we're going to be covering tomorrow. Maybe you'll stop by, say hi, keep things respectful. That's all I ask. And we can cut up and have fun. Now, if things get heated, I'm fine with things getting heated. Just don't lose your cool. Don't insult me or insult everybody else, anybody else that's in the chat, okay? I'm just not down for that. If you're just going to insult me, then you can just leave. This is my channel. I'm going to run it the way I want to. Just be respectful and kind and just, look, we're Christians. If you're a Christian, then you need to share love and kindness and show other people love, kindness, and respect. And I expect the same in return. That's all I ask anyway. I'll see you in the next one. I'll see you tomorrow night, 6 p.m.